All right, welcome back to the Profit CFO channel, where we are sharing the 3 pillars that help you have the clarity around what you make, keep, and you spend in order to help you make a profit. Today, we are here to talk about something that is very, very essential, very important to a business, maintaining separate personal accounts and business accounts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the content. Welcome back. So today, like I said, we're going to go ahead and talk about your personal finances and your business finances and the reasons why we shouldn't commingle them, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this very, very, very simple, right? I don't want to give you a whole bunch of crazy upscale jargon that's going to make your head spin. I'm going to use the KISS. Keep it simple. So let's go ahead and just break down the benefits in a way that make complete sense to you and to me. So the first thing that we're going to start with is a legal safety net, right? Plain English. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do in order to make sure that that legal liability, the risk of getting an audit, doesn't fall on you, right? When you have your accounts separated, the main thing that it does is it leads to a cleaner tax audit if you happen to be audited. There are clean P&Ls. You really take away all of the personal liability because you have everything contained in the business account. A lot of the times when it comes down to zero separation, this is when people run into issues at tax time, audits. They end up getting into a lot of trouble. You don't want to be held responsible personally for things that go wrong in the business if you can get out ahead of it and make sure that you take care of yourself prior to that. So no, there is a very, very important thing. If you are an LLC or any type of a corporation, you are legally required to have a personal bank account and a business bank account. Everything is supposed to be separated. If you happen to be a sole prop, you're not required to abide by the same standard. However, just because you aren't required to and you can get away with running things through your personal account doesn't mean that you should. The reason that sole props don't need it is because personal and business finances, the owner is responsible for the losses, the profits, all of that stuff under one. So they're not too worried about you separating everything. However, it does make things really, really complicated and it makes them so that they are not clean. If you can, go ahead and make sure that everything is separated. The other big thing that it does truly is it makes business deductions very, very, very simple, right? Everything that comes through on the business side should typically be a business expense. There might be one or two that's crossed over, but if you're working with a great financial team, they can help make sure that that's okay, or make sure that you've paid whichever account back that you're supposed to. The second big thing, I already talked about having a clean P&L, right? We all know that that is what makes your ability to understand what's coming in and what's going out of your bank account very easy to understand. Cash flow, according to Relay, is one of the biggest causes for owners going bankrupt, right? Not knowing what's coming in, not knowing what's going out, or thinking that there's a lot more coming in and a lot less going out than it is. Kind of talked about that in my previous video. It makes it really hard to manage everything. By having a separate bank account for your business, you're able to budget different items, different things that are important to you within the business so that you know that you have money for that. Need money for marketing. You want to create a profit sharing program for your team. You need operating expenses, bonuses, salary. You can do that. I mean, if you're following something like the profit first type of methodology, you're already going to be budgeting for that thing. And what I love is there's a business bank account called Relay. They literally make it super easy for you to take the money from the checking account and actually have it dropped into different accounts or different buckets within your account on the business side. Honestly, I think it's amazing and it makes it very, very, very easy for you. Not only does it keep the P&L clean like we talked about, but also simplifies the accounting, right? And if you happen to choose Relay for your business bank account, one of the big things that happens is it actually integrates with QuickBooks and Xero if you're using both of them. So it helps your accountant and your bookkeeper even more keep track of all of that good stuff. I think one of the third biggest thing with this is it helps you look more professional, right? When somebody is asking you, they're selling you something that's expensive and they're asking you to write a check to their personal name, it kind of makes you seem like you're playing in the minor leagues, truthfully, right? If somebody is going to buy a service from you and you're like, hey, you know what? Please go ahead and write it out to Jay's Cleaning Crew, and that's your business name, it's going to make you take a step up in the professionalism. A business name really up-levels your business and makes it so it doesn't seem like it's just a hobby. It's time to step into the professional leagues. I'm going to kind of keep this one short for you, and I'm going to give you five important steps that you really need to take in order to up-level this business, get yourself out of trouble, and particularly trying to do them in this order. The first thing, what you need to do is you need to determine the type of business structure that you're going to need. Whether you're going to be a sole prop, whether you're going to be an LLC, whether you're going to be a corporation, and then go and get an EIN number. What is an EIN number? Essentially, it's a social security number for your bank account, but that gives you the ability to go ahead and open the different bank accounts. If you're going to end up as a sole prop, you can also go and get your DBA, which is doing business as. So my name is Kai. I'm doing business as Dr. Budgets, the Profit CFO. Okay, so I have those things locked in. I can take that paperwork to the bank and I can open an account with my business name using the DBA and my social security number. It still keeps everything clean, but it makes sure that I can have the checking account, the right checking account. And I would actually avoid using a personal checking account, even opening a second personal checking account to run your business expenses through. Business accounts have better tools, and they just have better ways of tracking things, I truly believe. I mean, if worse comes to worse, and all you can do is open the checking account, a second checking account, go ahead and do that. That's better than not doing anything, but as soon as you can, go ahead and open a business bank account. So after that, the next thing that I would do is literally go down to the bank and open the two accounts. Get your business account, get your separate from your personal account, get your checks, all of the good stuff, your debit card, anything that you need for that account, and walk away and literally start having clients pay you from day one in that piece. If it's not day one, go get it tomorrow and have everything that you're getting paid for in your personal account now put into your business account. After that, I would actually recommend going and getting a business credit card. Now look, there's a lot of people that have a couple of different feelings about whether you should be using a credit card, whether you shouldn't. I believe if you can get a credit card that has points on it, especially if you know that you're going to be spending a lot of money. Like one of my clients just bought almost $13,000 worth of lumber. He doesn't have a credit card. If he had a credit card, he could have gone ahead and put it on that credit card instead of paying for cash out of the business account and had about $13,000 worth of points. I believe that, if you're going to use it for the business expenses, you can maintain and control it. It's a really great thing. My favorite business credit card, and it's the one that I personally use in my businesses, is the Chase Business Inc. card. I have the Chase Sapphire on the personal side, and luckily they create points in the same way. They help you pay for things like vacations. I'm actually going to be taking my mom on a cruise, and I am combining my points from these places, and I'm going to individually buy the cruises. Number 4, make sure that from day one you pay yourself a salary. Now, part of the issue when it comes to paying yourself a salary with a lot of people is they just randomly guess at a number. I talked about this in the video before, and if you happen to miss that, you can please go ahead and go back. We didn't start a business to not make any money. Plus, by paying yourself a salary, you've got money that's going to be in the personal account, which stops you from those magic money moments, right? You're not going to need to pull from the business account to cover an expense that's coming out of the personal account because you have accounted for the money that you need over there. The easiest way to do that is to build yourself a personal budget so you know exactly how much you need on the personal side so that you can have that money transferred over from the business side. And the last thing is another huge thing. From day one, I am going to suggest that you hire yourself the proper financial team. Get yourself a bookkeeper, get yourself an accountant, hire CFO, financial professional, money coach like myself. And let's just make sure that you've got your financial team around you so you can sleep better at night knowing that everything has been taken care of. If you don't feel like you've got enough transactions right now to need a bookkeeper, that's okay, but you still need the rest of the team around you, because you need somebody to make sure that you are paying taxes, you're paying the right amount, they're actually getting paid and on time. Right? Somebody like me dives into the micro of everything to help you know where your money is going. Today with one of my clients, we broke down how much her payroll was costing of her gross revenue, right? And where she wanted to budget it ended up being somewhere right around 42%. And then when we got to the bottom, we started talking about the actual profit. And I was able to go back and pinpoint like, hey, if we can maintain this a lot lower, that's going to give you more profit at the end of the year. So there's so many things that a financial team can help you do, and it makes it our job a lot easier when you're not going through one account trying to figure out what is what. Keep it clean. Make it very, very easy. So all of that sounds pretty important, right? As we know, it is. But to make it even easier, I actually made you a video that walks you through an exercise of how you can separate, or at least know what you need to separate from the personal and the business side. Go ahead and check that out here.